Programming brought to you by AWI Networks, Smarter Internet.
Thanks for joining St. George News at 8. I'm Scott Beadle. Authorities are investigating the scene where a body was found Saturday morning near the Santa Clara River in St. George.
At 7:39 a.m., officers were dispatched to an incident of a dead body by the river at about 1600 South Dixie Drive. Officers arrived on scene and found the body of a deceased female. Detectives are actively working the scene, and the investigation is ongoing at this point. We are currently working to identify her at this time, and then from that point, before we can release that information, we'll have to speak with family first. We have search and rescue on scene to help us gather evidence. We believe that she was washed downstream sometime within the last few days, and they are working to locate any evidence. All investigations such as this, we look at as worst case scenario until we determine that it's not. So that helps us to do the most thorough investigation that we can, which is of course our top priority out of respect for her and for her family and our community.
The Utah State Panel has voted to recommend retaining the name of Utah's Negro Bill Canyon after receiving conflicting opinions about whether it is offensive. The Utah Committee on Geographic Names said Friday that a lack of consensus from minority groups led to its 8-2 vote Thursday about a canyon that's home to a popular hiking spot in the eastern city of Moab. The Commission's recommendation next goes to the U.S. Board on Geographic Names, which is expected to make a final decision on the canyon's name later this year. Every hero has a past, and for one man, the past involved spending more than 17 years in prison. Upon his release, he became an advocate of higher education for a sometimes neglected demographic in society, the children of prison inmates. He also is backing it up with funding. Carl Winsness, the owner of Carl's Affordable Plumbing in West Valley City, created the Willie the Plumber Scholarship Program to address some of the challenges that many of these children face by offering a chance for them to pursue higher education. The children of incarcerated parents often face extraordinary challenges when compared to those whose parents have never been imprisoned. Those challenges include emotional distress over the temporary loss of a loved one and economic hardship. Now to the rising tensions between the U.S. and North Korea. The United Nations agreeing on new crippling sanctions, and overnight, North Korea reacted to the move, vowing revenge against the U.S. Emily Rao is in Washington with the latest.
North Koreans gathering in the street to see the regime's response to new sanctions, the toughest ever passed by the United Nations against Pyongyang, and with a unanimous vote. The country promising to reciprocate 1,000-fold for what it called America's villainous actions against our country and people, warning that if the U.S. thinks it will be safe because it is across an ocean, there is no bigger misunderstanding than that.
These sanctions will cut deep, and in doing so will give the North Korean leadership a taste of the deprivation they have chosen to inflict on the North Korean people.
The UN Security Council's sanctions against North Korea are expected to cost the regime nearly $1 billion a year. The unprecedented move spurred by unnerving progress from North Korea's nuclear and missile development efforts. Kim Jong-un conducting his furthest intercontinental ballistic missile launch just 9 days ago. President Trump tweeting he's very happy and impressed with the sanctions vote as Secretary of State Rex Tillerson travels the region to ensure all parties, especially China, stick to the sanctions.
The best signal that North Korea could give us that they're prepared to talk would be to stop these missile launches.
Secretary of State Tillerson says if those missile tests stop, the U.S. would be open to direct talks with North Korea. Their latest test is the 11th since President Trump took office. Meteorologist Ross Whitley has your Southern Utah forecast coming up right after this.
The weather tonight is brought to you by AWI Networks, Smarter Internet.
temperatures out there today, not too bad. 91 degrees, about 9 degrees below our average for this time of year. Got down to 74 last night. We should be around 175 degrees in the overnight hours. Of course, the record set back in 1978 of 110. Now, we don't have any extended heat to talk about in the next 7 days, but things will be gradually getting back toward our average for this time of year, thanks to a little less in the way of monsoon moisture. Now, looking at our high temperatures across the region, Las Vegas at 103, Mesquite at 91, Enterprise at 86, Cedar City in the higher elevation at 79 degrees. So you want to beat the heat, go up a little bit in elevation. Of course, they were dealing with some rain showers as well. Now, our forecast overnight tonight, 72 degrees here in St. George, Mesquite at 77, Cedar City dropping down to 58 degrees overnight tonight, and Hurricane at 72 degrees. No chance of rain really for us, but looking at the higher elevation, Cedar City going to have those scattered showers and storms once again in the afternoon. 74 degrees for our noon hour, 85 degrees by 5 p.m. with some scattered storms and showers around the area with a high around 87 degrees. Now looking at our day planner here, things much drier and a little bit warmer than where we were today. We'll be closer to that average, still probably a little bit below average, 82 by the noon hour, 97 by 5 p.m. and we should top out somewhere around 99 degrees. Now, what to expect? Well, mostly sunny skies tomorrow, isolated showers and storms, especially as you move toward the higher elevations. More of the same as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday as well. And then looking mostly sunny skies to end our week and some nice weather on the way. We could even see temperatures dropping back down into the lower 90s as we get toward the end of the week. Now, surface map across the west, monsoon moisture still going strong, but moving a little northward as opposed to the southwest that has been getting in on the monsoon moisture. We're going to be cut off just a little bit for a couple of days. High pressure system sliding in to Southern California, and that will influence our weather more here than where it has been lately. Now, your forecast highs out there for the day tomorrow, right around 87 degrees in the higher elevations. And then as we move a little bit closer to town, 99 degrees here and moving back toward the desert, going toward 104 degrees as you work down toward Mesquite. An isolated shower can't be ruled out either. Now, our 7-day forecast for Cedar City, looking at 87 degrees, isolated showers for the Tuesday, and then dry as we move Wednesday into Thursday. More storms working in for Friday. And here in St. George, mostly dry and mostly sunny as we end the week. Really no showers to talk about. Temperatures not too bad either at average or just a little below.
Only a couple triple digits on the board this time.
Yeah, so not looking bad. And the average is 100 degrees for this time of year. So anytime we get below that, we're going to take it.
We definitely will. Thanks, Ross. Still ahead, we go west to find some fantastic Lego creations. Bricks by the Bay has taken over the Santa Clara Convention Center. And this is one of the largest gatherings of Lego lovers in the western U.S. It includes building seminars and games that involve those iconic plastic pieces. Organizers say the whole point of this is to appeal to people's imaginations.
It's all about bringing together the whole history and social interaction with this play, this creative toy. And I think it just kids are so fond of Legos that I think if you display almost anything in Legos, it'll resonate with them because they just love it.
This year's theme, as you can see right there, is California Dreaming, featuring renditions of some well-known landmarks. And a giant moving shark from the looks of it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've always been a fan of Legos. I didn't have a whole ton as a kid, but
I loved Legos growing up, especially loved the castles. Those are always a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're really cool. I think I probably guilt-tripped my parents into putting together a couple of those Lego sets for me as a younger kid. And not, you're might be imaginative as a younger kid and really enjoy it, but putting together some of that stuff is pretty difficult.
And you look at some of the sets that they have out now, all the different themes, all the popular characters.
Look right there, the bridge. I mean, that's some serious handiwork right there. I don't think a 5-year-old kid's putting that together.
Some impressive stuff.
Yes.
All right, well, thanks for watching.
Have a great night.